So many books to read, and many of us have all the time to dig into one. But which one? Our Labradorian literature lover, Wayne Button, has been breezing through books, and he joins us to get between the pages of his latest read. Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning, Janice. How are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. How are you doing?
Man, I'm excited. It sounds like I got my own theme music now.
Well, you just finished Born a Crime, or you finished it a while ago, stories from a South African childhood, and it was written by the host of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah. I love that guy. What's the book all about?
So the book, obviously, is people, as you mentioned, Trevor Noah is a famous comedian, and he does the show, The Daily Show, which is a comedical, international U.S. political show. So it's really about his life. What's surprising is that when you pick it up, you think it's probably going to be more about his, rise to fame and his adulthood. But really, it's all about his childhood in South Africa, and it's literally probably one of the top 3 books I've ever read, to be honest.
Now, I've heard him talk about his childhood, and he was growing up as a mixed-race child at a time when his parents couldn't even be seen together in public.
Yeah, I mean, hence the title Born a Crime, because he was actually born, his mom was black, his dad was white, and he was born mixed, and he actually was a crime, because back in the apartheid time in South Africa, black and white people weren't allowed to have children or sexual intercourse. There was very weird laws and rules and legislations around colored and non-colored people in South Africa at that time, and that's hence his name, Born a Crime. And that's kind of what's cool about the book is, it has good anecdotes about his childhood, but in the background you learn a lot about the culture of South Africa at that time as well, because, I mean, you can read and keep up the news as much as you want, but there's always places of the world and things going on that you didn't know about, and it was something that really enlightened me, I gotta say.
And good to hear it from a first-hand perspective, I bet.
No, exactly. In fact, the book itself, a few people that have talked to me, if you know Trevor Noah, when you read it, you hear it in his voice. So it causes you to laugh out loud many times. And people told me they've been in public places reading it and looking around like people must look at me like I'm crazy because I'm laughing at this book out loud and what's going on with that person over there.
So, Wayne, what was your favorite part of the book?
It's really hard to say. It really is. Like I said, I read a lot of books, and I always tell people I can't name them in order, but this is probably my top 3. I mean, this book goes all over the place, from funny anecdotes to Trevor dating a girl who doesn't even speak the same language as him, to him getting arrested, all the ways to tragic turns where it talks in the book about his mother that was shot by his father-in-law. So it's not, it's a little embarrassing to admit, but this book made me cry. It made me laugh. It's all over the place in terms of his life story. So the whole book itself is just amazing.
And who would you recommend it to?
A lot of times I try to narrow down a category, but I'm going to be honest with you, Janice. This one I recommend to everybody. Anybody that comes to me knows that I read books, and they're like, what's a good book to read on vacation that I can't put down? This is always probably one of the top 3 that I recommend to them. I really think it's hard to find anybody that reads this and then writes me or calls me and tells me after that they didn't like it.
Well, you certainly made me want to pick it up. Now, what book are you currently reading, Wayne?
Right now I'm reading the book Mindhunter, which is the book that the Netflix series Mindhunters was based on. It's basically a true story about the late 60s and 70s when the serial crime unit and behavioral unit first started in the FBI. So it's not for the lighthearted, because a lot of serial killer stories, a lot of true, factual, very gory detail interviews with serial killers in prison. So that should be interesting.
It sounds like it is interesting for sure. Maybe we'll hear a little more about that one next week. Thanks so much.
No problem. You too, Janice. Have a good day.
And that was Wayne Button, our book columnist at Labrador Morning. Born a Crime, stories from a South African childhood by the host of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, is what he recommends reading this week.